Okay, so we are here with the 5th episode of the Hisouten podcast. Hisouten Heaven Fantasy Podcast. That's kind of a mouthful. Here we go. So, we have 2 guests today for our episode, which is quite a lot of people right now. Wow, that's a lot. So, say hi, guys.
Alright, who should talk first? I guess I will. Hi, I'm Sigets. I'm here to talk about Reimu. Thanks for having me on the Rooster Teeth podcast, everyone. I'm really glad to be here. Yeah, I really appreciate you inviting me. I'm just sad that I forgot my alcohol, because now I can't get drunk with everyone.
I'm not drinking. I mean, whoa.
And Gupman too?
Hi. Oh yeah.
It's nice to have you guys here on the podcast. Seriously, we get to talk a bit about Reimu today.
So, before going for the flow, I want to drop some hot lore on the title of the game. Like, let me do this. So, the freaking title of Hisouten Soku is like Chase the Enigma of the Gargantuan Guignol, right?
What the hell does that mean?
Yeah, Echo. So basically, Guignol is actually a French word that means puppets, as in the doll sense, like Alice. So basically, the title makes a reference to both the final boss in the Chirno story mode and in the Sanae story mode, because the giant puppet is the Hisouten Soku. So yeah, neat.
Yeah.
French words.
Really makes you.
I thought it was interesting. I mean, come on.
I mean, I didn't know.
Listen to the podcast and we already learned something good.
It's a French
I
word.
we all know the game as Unthinkable Natural Law.
Oh god.
Unthinkable Natural Law?
No, please.
Anyone up for some UNL?
No, man.
What year is it? We're back in 2001.
Yes,
2001.
1992.
I mean, I just know it is the game where little girls slap each other with their fists. So, I mean,
Yes.
Yeah, it's enough. Okay, so said this, I think we can move on. So this week, a bunch of stuff happened. There was more Dream Chaser. Soku League is still going. People are playing video games. So what's up with that? Huh?
Well, if we start off with the Dream Chasers, so I don't exactly remember anymore who was in the finals. It was the Bomb, right? He won.
Bomb is
Against
really strong.
Irish, wasn't it?
Irish. Wait. I need
That shows our good preparation that we didn't even have the challenge.
Yeah, no, my
this
bad.
time.
Let me fetch the Dream Chaser for Rising the Bar.
Nah, we don't need that anymore. We're just going to waste time if we do.
I mean, it's here. Basically, the winner was the Bomb, and we have the Bomb, Yosupal, and 3rd place Irish, who decided to play. And
Wait, Irish was allowed to play?
Yeah.
Of course he wasn't allowed to play.
There are a bunch.
I thought. Hold on. I thought this man was top 5 NA. You telling me this is a lie?
No, and it just sucks.
Come on, man. If Irish is allowed, why am I not allowed? This is messed
No,
up.
you are a kind of man.
We don't want you to feel bad if you lose in the first round.
Okay, the deal is this. The deal is this: if you want to consider a mid-level player and maybe even lose against other mid-level players, that's up to you, really. I mean, that's the rule. That's the only rule I have, basically. We also have the Soku League still going. I need to play my freaking game with Yosupal, damn it. I actually don't understand. I would like to have this year around because I don't understand how everything works.
Oh, you just play a first to 10 and then post it.
Yeah, you play a first to 10, you tell Tessio what the score was, and then you wait for round 2 or round 3, and that's about it.
I think we can even show what the current standing is for the Soku League.
Yeah, it's just weekly first to 10s.
Yeah, but how do you win or do anything? What?
He's probably gonna run an event at the end of it after he decides
Oh.
the winner of each group. That's what I assume.
That makes sense. That makes absolute sense.
Are
Okay.
people enjoying it right now? I mean, some of you are surely participating in it.
I got perfected by Scarpy.
So
Wow.
that's great.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm enjoying it a lot.
My first set I couldn't play because I couldn't catch my opponent, so we got a tie. My second set I won, and my third set is going to be versus Wayward, so it's going to be horrible for both of us.
Oh man. Did you prepare for Yomu?
Not really. I haven't fought a good Yomu recently because, you know, you don't play the game. I'm just, you know, getting
By the
some hints
way,
here.
this is a good moment to transition into my fucking victory. Check that!
Well, I'll just put that on
I
the screen
played
real
just
quick.
enough to win. Check that!
Yes,
Check that.
congrats. You still don't play the fucking game though.
Here we have it, the end of the journey.
Can you even see there? Oh yeah.
So yeah, Genki, how was Meme Chasers? How did you enjoy this rather meme tourney?
Yeah, I think Genki just
Oh,
died.
hold on,
It's just-
I think Genki just died. Please wait for me while we handle these technical difficulties.
I can't
He
believe
didn't
Genki's
die,
dead.
he's live. But yeah, let's just take a look at the image. I think I missed it yesterday.
And
All
it suddenly gets really awkward when someone dies in the room.
All I know is Yomu was allowed to run root for this tournament, which I think is BS.
To be fair, everyone just hated a few cards that were
Oh
allowed
shit,
in here.
did I die? What the fuck did just happen?
Yes, you did.
Yeah, you died.
You
We're
lost a
talking.
lot.
We're talking about your victory. I mean, you have to be here.
Okay, sorry. Okay, jokes aside, yeah, I'm not playing enough, like, basically. But, yeah, so this Friday there was the Meme Chasers tourney that was actually interesting. Let's forget my victory for a moment, because
Let's
honestly,
not. I mean,
We're watching the replay right now.
Wait, what?
yeah, we're watching
Yeah.
the replay right now.
Oh
We
man,
can't forget about your victory. This is the most important thing that
I mean,
happened all week.
Come on,
honestly,
Genki, be honest. After so many times you finally won a tourney, and it was pretty serious too, if you're being honest.
I mean, yeah, but I don't want to focus on myself because I did okay, and it's just that important. Come on.
I don't know, I bet all my money on you, and then you won. So,
Yo, I think I know that my payout was huge, like huge for some reason. Big.
I just like to point out that the tourney you won wasn't like a Soku set, it wasn't the Soda, or Soku of the Atlantic, and it wasn't the Corner Assault. No, it was Meme Chasers. So like, you won the title King of Memes.
Dude,
That is the single most important title in the entire server. Are you kidding me? I want that.
honestly, I accept that because at this point I understand that I'm a freaking walking, breathing meme, and that's fine. That's what I am. I will accept that and live by that. At this point in time, I just enjoy my own results, even if it's meme.
Well,
And overall, my meme is good.
about the Meme Chasers though, I thought it was a very interesting concept because Irish set it up
Yes.
so that you couldn't use a lot of the main spell cards. We
I
used
want to
Tessero's
say-
card tier list, and it was all the situational or the useless cards.
Okay, so I want to talk about that actually for real. The concept of the tourney is really, really interesting because it lets people. Okay, no, it doesn't let people. It constricts people to make decks that are pretty bad overall. But if you plan ahead, you can get something going on even with the bad cards, and that is interesting because at the end of the day, you can see some new setups from people. I mean, at least I think that's
I'm really
awesome.
disappointed that I didn't show up. I had some suicide bomb stuff I was experimenting with.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah,
little too late for me. I would have
that is
loved to meme with Radiant Blade and Pummel Kick, best cards.
And even if you weren't there, we had like 35 people. Like, wow, that's
That's more than in the Friday tourneys, isn't it?
yeah, absolutely.
I really love the concept of this tourney because, oh yeah, now we can see the final here. Anyway, I really loved it because, first of all, I was kind of overpowered there because I noticed I didn't have as much of a trouble as other people did. And you can also see other people flow charting their stuff and it suddenly doesn't work, and you can make use of that really well. Overall, I really enjoyed the idea of the tourney, and as Fireball Selfish said, we should do more tourneys with weird rule sets.
Yeah, I think I will polish a bit we'll do more.
Yeah,
I think it also shows a little bit different skills you have to use. You have to make your cards synergize and make work well with each other.
The only problem is that the tourney used the T0 tier list, which for some characters was kind of wonky, like for real.
Well, the tier lists were made by people from character servers.
I mean, to be fair, there are some cards, like some bad skill cards, that synergize really well with some bad spells. So I mean, it kind of works.
I know, right?
Like Skittles and Suicide Bombs. Those are good, right?
I don't know
what it was about.
Man, I haven't seen Skittles since like 2012. What the hell?
I haven't seen Skittles since I played Steve last. I miss Steve.
Isn't that Specker like decent?
No, the Skittles suck.
Why?
Because they don't do anything.
They do lasers and pew pew.
They do lasers that aren't tied off of anything.
They kind of win the neutral in the neutral because they are big and huge.
But you don't need them to win the neutral. You play Marissa.
You don't sound very convinced.
I know. And we are even into the real main topic, which is the same as this one. Oh man.
Well, as far as past events, recent events go, we only have Soku left. So how about that Soku?
It's going to happen later in the day.
Wait, was this the Soku set where Ran got like... What? No, Blaze Dragon like 1 HP to I'm sorry, full HP to 0 Ran in that match. I don't think I have the replay.
2 weeks ago, I think.
I have the video.
It's on T0's channel.
Oh boy, okay, let me get that really quick.
Man, that happened.
But while we're waiting, I also want to reprimand some people who didn't know how to do the meme tourney right. I've seen some people just hog up cards and not use them at all. That was sometimes sad.
Okay, I honestly understand that because I did the same, like as Yomu, I had the Intolerable Avisi and Carving Cut, and I didn't use almost at all Carving Cut.
I mean, of course, you're supposed to play as serious as you can with them, but I just sometimes saw people hog cards and not use them. Like, they weren't even saving up for a spell or something, they just straight up didn't use them.
That definitely
was kind of disappointing at sometimes. Some people actually complained a lot about that.
Oh yeah, I did cheat the tourney a bit. Screw up I was using the Angeki and the bombs. Oops.
Yeah, people weren't really reading rules at all. I mean, if you could put this on stream.
Wait, what? He cheated?
No one. Yeah, basically, no one reads the rule as usual, because I didn't think the tier list even counted for system cards. So yeah, that happened. Whoops. I mean,
you used good systems. What a cheater!
I didn't use them much. Most of the time, I was just using the bad skills.
Okay, I've got the replay.
Wait, replay of the Soku set final?
Mm-hmm.
That does really make you think, oh my god.
Oh man. By the way, Akuroken is a really neat system card.
Oh, it's really dumb for like meleeing because you can do a crazy jump 8 cross up in the mid screen.
Man,
Not
that's
even-
some fucking scaling.
Oh,
Not
wait, I
even
remember
melee.
that replay.
I just like the idea that you can do bad cancels into really interesting mix-ups.
I like it because you can do meleeing 6-6A, cancel into a dash, and then immediately cross up with jump 8A over their head. And it forces them to stand block if they want to right block it, and it's really cool. It's kind of useless for one card because you can't really confirm off it because it hits backwards, but it's neat.
Yeah, I think Akuroken is kind of hard gamble card because of the cost is like huge. 2 orbs for a cancel is kind of there.
Another orb break. Here are the clones. 4 orbs down.
But it's still interesting.
While we were watching the replay, I remember that it was where Blaze Dragon just did a reverse perfect, right?
Yes.
How does that even happen?
I think White Tower Sword would be better if it was free, but it broke a card. That'd be awesome.
I
You could RC for a card.
Oh my god.
I can
Yeah.
even I can't even say Central LP because nothing happened.
God, that comeback was
Shower
crazy.
did nothing. Yeah, absolutely insane. Yeah, but basically, Blaze got a surge of anime powers and just he did it. He just did it.
Honestly, I feel like Ren should have matched at least once somewhere. There were a bunch of situations where he could just press A and won the game.
Sometimes it's a little hard to
someone
find
who can
the.
match.
Sometimes it's a little hard to find the courage to mash A in strings like that.
He did add the entire ad bar, and yeah, suppose he did match somewhere, but it screwed up. Oh man. Well,
But I
man.
guess with that we can move on to the next topic.
So yeah, that's
Wait,
what
wait.
happened.
You
This
cannot move up. You cannot move yet. There's one
No,
thing you
Wow.
forgot to
No.
mention.
You forgot the
no,
most
no.
important.
Event
Oh,
ever.
yes.
You forgot the anniversary of the most important event in Hisouten history.
Zaton Day.
We have to mention Zaton Day.
did I ever tell you people how much I hate you all?
Go ahead, Gup. You got this one.
I feel like I have to apologize. Like it's my fault. It really is my fault. I think I should apologize.
No,
I'm
it's
sorry,
important. It's important.
man. I'm sorry.
Which year was it? 2012, 2013? I think it was 2012.
2012. It was in 2012.
It was October of 13 when Zaton joined IRC and everything changed.
The Fire Nation attacked.
I'm so sorry that you viewers have to go through this. They just do it because they hate me.
They have to
No,
go through
no.
this.
We do it because we love you. We do it because you're great.
Come on, if you didn't join, you wouldn't even be here right now. Do you understand that?
Yes, I would be a happier man.
Wow, there you have it.
Moving on.
Whoa.
I feel offended.
It's okay, Zaton. We're gonna celebrate it next year as well.
Just fuck my shit up, fam.
I mean, come on, I'm
Everyone
jealous,
set that
man.
date into
Nobody
your
remembers when I
smartphones.
joined. That's fucked up. They remember
I'm jealous
you.
of you.
I don't remember when I joined.
The Zero, I told them 5 times that it was a mistake, but they didn't listen. Okay, please move on. Let's stop this circle jerk.
Now
Okay,
we have to show
no
up
more
our
circle
rules
jerk.
first.
It was a nice week. Okay, best week ever. So yeah, let's move on to the other topics, which are just 2. We don't have much today. So let's go to teaching people. Let's talk about the new generation of people. These days we have the Discord, which is quite alive, I will say. We have a constant flow of new people joining, and as we know, Hisouten Soku is kind of outside of being an old game where a lot of players just have a lot of knowledge, it's also a pretty hard to play game because the pressure isn't exactly straightforward and most of the stuff is kind of unique. So how will you help a new player to get accustomed to Soku?
First of all, if I see a new Oku player, then I snatch them as quick as possible before fucking Bolai gets his hands on them.
Okay,
You see any new player, you should be protecting all new players, not just new Okumains. Bolai goes after everyone indiscriminately.
oh man.
Well, yes,
It's a
but he goes especially after the Oku players because he makes them play bad.
I mean, Bolai has some good stuff. I mean,
You
he does
can't
some
deny
J2A
that.
land cancels. I mean, his movement's crazy. I don't know. I'd recommend learning some Bolai stuff.
It's
I
just
mean-
not all of it.
Yeah, just don't double.
No, we already have too many double sunners. Also, don't play to the fun. Joining Bolai is like joining the dark side. No, we can't have him. Zayton is light. He's Jesus. He must hold the new Okus.
The first thing I would tell a new player to do is never pick Suako.
Okay.
Ah.
Why we are there, which is just perfect. There's this history of people wanting to play a certain character and getting instantly character blocked by people saying, okay, you are new, don't play Suwako, don't play Remilia. But if they don't play those characters, they will never play they will never learn how to play those characters because they are unique. It's kinda...
Actually, it's
go on.
reversed.
I was just gonna say, I think everyone should try everyone, just like
Yes.
once, because
That's good.
there's such character diversity in this game. You really have to just try everyone.
This is
Like-
good.
I mean, like Suwako and Ermilia have crazy movement. There's 3 characters with like the perfect flight stuff. I mean, you just have to try everyone.
In my opinion, if you want to play Suwako, you have to do it reverse, like main something else, but sub Suwako, and then later you can main her. It's actually faster than to main her straight up. Because you actually get some basics and fundamentals by just playing, a vanilla character. Ermilia is a bit more forgiving, but Suwako, you're gonna spend a lot of months and maybe years learning her.
Yeah, it sounds about right actually. That's pretty good.
People should also learn how to give the advice, because sometimes they just try to mean it well, but they can't.
Yeah, some people take it
express
the
well.
wrong way if you say that, but we actually mean we just try to prevent their suffering.
The problem is sometimes I just hear advice like stop mashing. I mean, okay, I'm getting perfected twice by you. I'm fairly sure mash is not the reason for that. And people just say I die because of mash. Yes, it is a reason. That is true.
It's funny because
There's also other reasons, and they don't never show these reasons. I actually like to hear inputs. I want to hear actual inputs. What should I input at what timing, for example?
It's funny when you hear someone like Adept, he's goes something like, you should stop mashing, but then later you should start mashing. It's kind of counter argument, but it's actually
not like he means something wrong, right? It's not. They don't mean anything bad by it. They try to give you advice, but it's useless.
There's a reason for that, though. It's because mashing isn't really mashing. It's like I'm doing really stupid stuff that is clearly not that positive or negative, or it's bullshit, and if you mash me out here, you get out. So people don't really go beyond the real explanation where they should mash. They just say mash less but mash more.
Yeah.
But see, when it's at the good spot, it's called poking.
Yes, yes.
Well, that begs the question sometimes, though.
So here's the thing.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Here's the thing. When you start Soku, you don't know why you're mashing or why you should stop mashing. When you start Soku, you really should be focusing on fundamentals and basic. No matter how much you mash, you will never know why it hit. You just won't know. That's why you should stop mashing. But later, during your learning stage, after you have your fundamentals down and your cancellings and all that stuff, eventually you'll start knowing why you hit there, and you're like, hey, maybe I should mash here. Then you can start mashing. I'm not sure if the message.
So from what I understand,
that makes sense.
Makes sense. No, it's perfect. It's very good.
So if you are completely new, you should not do it at all because you don't know why it works sometimes.
Yeah, you'll never
and why not.
understand. You'll never understand why it worked.
That's actually a good point that people should actually also mention to newer players, that if they mash, they did it right, but they don't know why, so they don't really learn from it.
Well, there's two kinds of teachers that I know of. One of them being the bully, the other being the theatrical teacher. I know Sigets is quite the bully, but like,
oh god,
he still does a good job of teaching other Marissa players. Like they spectate him, they react to what he plays, and they're like, oh, okay, I should probably start doing that.
No, I don't think anyone should learn Marissa from watching me play. Just throwing that out there. I do some really dumb stuff that doesn't make any sense when you dissect it. But it works because I think I know what my opponent's gonna do, and when I get it right, I win. So
that is kind of like reads and based on knowing your opponent and the character they play. I mean, it makes sense. Just doesn't make sense from an outsider.
I would like to point out what the problem is when people give you advice and they're still way better than you. It doesn't really matter because you will get destroyed anyway and you won't know why.
Yeah.
That was something.
Yeah, it was something.
That was Sigets
Well,
that
you have to just saw on stream.
Yeah, teaching people isn't simple. Mostly because it's not a Soku problem. It's a general problem. Fighting games aren't simple to explain.
You know what's funny about Soku? You spend like 1 year or 2 years to transition from being a new player to a bad player.
Yeah, that's true. And it's strange though, because I think that if a new player, like really new, learns how to use well border escaping and in general blocking, I think he's already on the way to be good. because border escape is such a strong mechanic. It does both. It does defense, but it also does attack. You get to attack while the opponent is trying to pressure you. It's a thing.
I think the real problem with picking up Soku is the amount of interlocked mechanics there are. Like the way weather interacts with knockdowns, slams, and ground bounces. It's kind of difficult to parse all that the first few times you play, or even while you're trying to pick up the game. But once you understand it, you realize that weather's a manipulatable mechanic, and that, like, it's fun. You know what I mean?
Once you understand that, it is incredibly fun to, bend the weather to your will, but when you're a new player, the weather is just horribly, a horribly frustrating RNG mechanic. Yeah, Typhoon, yeah.
Typhoon is a game over, Sun Shower is a game over, Diamond Dust is a game over, weather is not in your favor if you're new.
There is also a thing that it doesn't help, like, for example, Sun Shower by itself is a weather where you can wrong block. But it's not only that. In Sun Shower, you can theoretically mash out border escape a lot because the orbs recharge really fast. Yeah, it's like Sunny, but different. So there is that.
I'd argue that Sun...
So you're saying Soku is counterintuitive.
Oh, yeah.
That's the problem for new players. Soku is very counterintuitive.
Well, you aren't used to dash into bullets in any game I know, at least.
Yeah.
True enough. I'd argue that Sunny's actually occasionally worse than Sun Shower, just for that comparison. Because if you border escape late, you go into the sky with no spirit, and you'll just get blown up. And sometimes that's not obvious. So, like, there's a lot of small things about a lot of weathers like that really affect how they're played, that are just not obvious.
There is a lot of experience behind the game. It's not something like you understand straightforwardly. And that's the problem with Soku. Explain stuff to people goes beyond, because it's a fighting game and you have to explain the fighting game stuff. But then you have to also explain the Hisouten Soku stuff, which by itself is really complex.
But Genki, I want to ask you especially, how do you deal with a very stubborn person who just sticks to his own beliefs?
That's... what do you mean? I mean,
come on, you tried to give me this advice several times. I am just still sticking to my to my philosophy. So how do you actually make me learn something?
The thing is, when playing a fighting game, you can do a lot of stuff. Even be a really stubborn person. For example, you can do stupid stuff like a negative move into a reversal move. That's a thing. I do that a lot, for example. And that's kind of stupid and keeps your game on, though. So if you want to mash buttons and be constantly on top and do your thing, you can do that, but you have to understand the mechanics of the game itself and how to move around. Also, generally, just don't press buttons.
Let me give you an opinion on stubborn people. For example, who's a very stubborn person in our community that's very good? Give me an example.
Stubborn, good, IROC.
Okay,
he meshes a lot.
Okay, another. Can you say another?
Scarpy?
No, I never saw him play, so I cannot.
He's really stubborn.
No, you can't say that. Scarpy is good. Are you kidding?
Okay, Water do. Oh, he's very stubborn. Wayward. He's very stubborn.
But how do you fix that? Like, how do you want to make, or is it something that the players themselves have to?
Okay. Stubborn people have a very good advantage. Usually their gameplay is something like this: trial and error. They're gonna do the same mistake over and over again until they master it, until they find the solution. These players, when they master, they become monsters as a player. They become really strong. So the best thing to do is actually tell them to continue doing that until they find a solution.
No.
They usually just know what's gonna happen. The best advice you can give them is to just persist. Just persist. That's all. You don't have to tell anything.
Depending on the game, I think there is some stuff you can say. For example, if someone really wants to keep mashing buttons or go ahead, again, stupid stuff like negative moves into invincible moves, that's a thing. But as for like the basic of being stubborn, I don't think you can really adjust that. Some people are stubborn. You explain the thing, but they don't do that. And I know that. I know that because I was stubborn myself. So
there's also stubborn people who have a very low esteem. Those people you always need to encourage, because if they give up, they'll never get good. They'll just never get good.
I think you probably are right. I think stubborn people.
I can give some names around, but I don't want some people to feel bad. For example, Yumeko was a very stubborn player, but he had a very low self-esteem.
Honestly, I think what you say is really good because basically you simply let the person play and keep encouraging them because
you have
I think it works in the end.
In their own way, you have to how should I say, be in their own shoes.
Yes, I feel
it's kind of hard because some people don't have patience. I, for example, don't have patience. I try to teach people who are stubborn and I didn't get any result. The best thing was to let them be themselves.
Just be yourself.
Hey, it works.
Just be yourself.
Just be yourself until you get good. That's the real mindset.
But I'm just gonna say, stubborn people, if they get good, they become extremely powerful if they achieve it. Unlike people who take everything like a gospel.
Well, I mean, stubborn people probably have done a lot of trial and error, so they have more experience behind them.
They just know every flowchart ever for every situation.
Neat. So yeah, teaching people. It's kind of complex for what I can see.
I have to say though, teaching people is pretty satisfactory, you know, as you observe their results.
Oh, I have a story for you guys. When everything was new, when Soku came out, there was no information about anything ever. It's like everything was alien. Was Ailamao.
Soku Wild West.
So
spooky.
There was no information about border escapes, about weather canceling, about weather manipulation. There wasn't anything. It took me like 1 year to learn the word border escape and how to do it. 1 year. And a new player, like in today's year of Soku, you can just learn it in day 1. So
wow, that's something else.
You can just explain to them. It's like, just press 2 and upwards in your border escape upwards.
Yeah.
Back then such information didn't exist. If you border escape back then, you were a god.
Easy.
Yeah, like I started in like 2011. I didn't even know what border escaping was for the first like month and a half. I was like, what is happening? And then I finally went and read the wiki. Fortunately, there was a nearly fully formed wiki by the time I actually started playing. Which was pretty nice. But I had no idea what anyone was doing when that happened. I was like, this feels so unfair. And I'm like, oh, everyone can do it. Oh, that's very balanced. Yeah, dude.
How do I escape that pressure, man?
It's impossible. The drills keep you in stun forever. How are you supposed to escape? And then someone's just like, just border escape, dude. What the hell is that?
How do I input that? Dude, I always border escape backwards. How do I do this?
Is that how people are high jumping out of my melees? Oh my god! That was me.
What's this spell card? It doesn't do anything. Oh, it's a coin.
No, man.
I just figured out how to use coin like this year.
It just matches
oh my god.
Oh, definitely other times, damn.
But it was exciting when you discovered this. It was like, wow, you just discovered America.
When I discovered it, I was like, Jesus Christ, this is fucking useless. People catch you all the time. And you crush your orb yourself. Like, what the fuck?
More man, stop being bad.
Be honest.
Stop being bad, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
fun fact. I played a little bit of IAMP before I joined Soku in 2011. For the first month, I was afraid that I could crush myself. And I didn't realize until like the end of my first month playing that you can't crush yourself in this game. So I played super conservatively.
Oh,
So there's
God.
there's replays from 2011 of me playing against Dongo and never going below 1 orb. And then just trying my best to avoid it and just doing dumb stuff. Ugh, it's great.
I'm not
Crushing yourself, that should be a mechanic in this game.
Oh god.
That would be the worst.
Crush yourself, my man. But yeah, this is one thing that some new players don't do. They don't ask questions in fear of, I don't know, being laughed at, being ridiculed. It's not really the good way to approach this this subject, is it?
I can tell you why, because people themselves don't even know what to ask.
Oh, yes, that is a
okay,
problem,
I'm
absolutely.
completely new, I have to figure out this stuff myself, so why should I even... So what can I even ask? I don't understand anything, and I can't ask about everything, can I?
Oh, makes sense.
So, in the very early stages, you just have to let them play until they come up with questions themselves.
To be honest, in the past this wasn't possible since we had a lot of elitism. How do you pronounce this?
Oh, that was why.
Elitist feelings. We thought we were the best, so if someone asked a question, we would just meme them with silly answers. IRC days, man, we were assholes.
We still
Oh,
are.
Dude,
Yeah.
the
We still
the
kinda
const-
are. We still kinda are, because we're meme lords, but we're a bit better now.
Yeah, the constant stream of just get good, dude, was a
Oh,
welcome sight back in those days.
and the community got softer with time, I think.
Naken got it actually right, how a new player should approach it. He should ask, what did you notice that I did wrong?
Well,
Everything.
the unfortunate thing is, there's a lot of really small things you can do wrong in Soku that like ruin a game, and you just don't know that you're doing it wrong. And sometimes the players beating you doesn't know you did it because it's like you're mashing at an inopportune time, and just you get comboed and put into a string, and then you're done, right? It's like there's such small mistakes that can lead to game loss that sometimes you just don't notice.
Hell, even a single wrong block can cost you a full game.
Definitely.
A single weather change can cost you the game and you'll never notice it.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Especially if you're new, you wouldn't know that the weather just cost you the entire
Not
game.
even pro players sometimes notice it. They just like, oh, why did I lose? Oh, it was hail. What does hail even do? Oh, it increases extra damage for the skills. That's why I lost. Of course, nobody's gonna use hail. It's probably a bad example. Let's say not sun shower,
It is
scorching sun.
amazing, actually.
Scorching sun, for example, it's a better example.
Yeah.
Actually, I think Ale is pretty good depending on the character. You can start mashing the B buttons like crazy. Anyhow, so, are we missing anything about the new player stuff?
It's unavoidable. The game is hard.
Yeah, I mean, at the core of everything, the game is hard. There is not much you can do about that. But at this point in time, the community has got a lot more helpful. So if you need help, just ask. Basically, no more, no less.
We don't bite. Well,
Bite
most of us
hard.
don't.
Depends. Let's see. Yeah, I think we are done. In the light of new players, we starting with today the character opening selection. No, wait.
Is this where I tell people to loot better?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Okay. Give me a second.
Use hovercraft.
Okay. We opening the character guide in short time. Yeah, sure. Let's go with that. So basically, now we have two strong players of one character, Reimu in this case, and our guys here can help us out to learn the powerful character Reimu Akure. So I would like to start with something really simple. What do we know about Reimu outside of the game itself? Like, the lore, the plot.
Okay.
She has plot armor.
Oh, that's a good point.
I'm gonna start off by saying I don't know anything. I've played most of the shmups, but I don't read the story.
Honestly, in your defense, Zun isn't exactly a very good writer. Like you learn more from wikis than from the games.
To be honest, I wouldn't even know if he's a good writer or not. I've never read half the dialogue.
Why did you play the game in Japanese? There are the freaking translation.
Oh, the story doesn't matter.
Aw, it's fun.
It
It's
does.
funny.
All I care about is the angry faces the girls make at each other before they shoot each other.
Well, recently Zan has moved on to making smug faces.
Oh, dude, my favorite change is the smug faces. That's so good.
I guess that's one way to rate the characters. So I guess you like Reimu because she has the smuggest face of all, huh?
Okay, I mean, she kind of like beats literally everyone in the story.
I mean, wasn't
That's good.
yeah, dude, she beats everyone. That's it.
That's really amazing. And once she beats them, they get to drink some tea. That's good.
Yeah, they become friends.
I mean, tell me it's not
My
good.
friend punch me in the face.
Oh yeah, they always become friends. Definitely.
I mean, the lore might be not exactly deep, but it's pretty interesting.
Well, one could argue that all of Toho is like not an original creation. I mean, some of it is inspired by JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. A lot of it comes from
Probably.
Japanese folklore. He even grabs like inspiration from other Dojin games. That's like how he started his Toho project. But for Reimu, in her case, well, she's the Toho protagonist.
Okay, funny stuff. Zone started the Toho series because it was like, yeah, man, there is no game that appeals to me, and then he decided to make a game.
There's no games with girls in it and alcoholic as well. I mean, come on. Okay.
And then he made a radical mix of Arkanoid and.
Yeah, he was a strange guy, and he still is.
I
but
mean, it's a cool game though.
yeah, the first game is amazing. The Arkanoid, super cool.
Have
It's
you
super
played
hard.
it?
Yes, it's super neat.
Oh, great. Me too. It was fun.
Oh, I've never
It's-
played it.
Okay,
I never
man.
played PC98. I'm a bad player.
I did a one continue clear on it.
Don't you call me a secondary? Come on, that's
Haven't
messed
played-
up.
But you haven't played PC98. What the fuck?
Is it even relevant to the story? I mean, to be
Yo.
fair, I wouldn't know because I don't read
It
it.
is
But
It's canon. It's canon.
Kinda,
is it?
It
Kinda.
is.
The bosses in Toho 1 are kinda fucked up though.
Zon himself said it is canon, but if there's any inconsistency, you should take the newer games as the actual truth. But there aren't many inconsistencies, maybe outside Yuka's hairstyle, for example.
So, hey,
I'll want Miva to come back.
just
Go away, secondaries. Read.
no. I just no.
We are back in the V. I missed that.
I don't.
Oh man. So yeah, basically we know that Shrine Maiden kicking everyone ass, and she has armpits. Nice. We got the.
What?
Oh, come
You
on.
have to
We
mention.
got the character down.
No,
No, I got
don't
you.
don't mention this. Come on.
I got you. Okay.
Some also say that she is a zombie.
Fucking memes.
Okay.
I don't get-
I mean, you guys probably know the gist of this, but while Reimu is the Shrine Maiden of the Hakurei Shrine and one of the main incident solvers in Gensokyo, she generally makes most of her money off of Yukai extermination. This is like her primary job, but the salary she makes is rather slim. In terms of like her
man.
personality, it's straightforward, you know, optimistic, all sorts of like just like giddy Genki stuff, you know.
Yeah,
But she's
really speaks to me because she's poor.
oh my God, Sigets.
Always angry.
Well, she's quick to anger if offended, that's for sure. And but like, I mean, she tries to help people out if it's necessary for Gensokyo, because most of her job she tries to like do what's best for Gensokyo, humans and Yukai alike. And thanks to that, like she doesn't discriminate humans, Yukai, or even gods in Gensokyo
Neat.
or the Toho storyline.
She
Wait.
hates everyone and beats
There is
everyone.
no wrestling.
She hates everybody.
Of race.
She just
Wait.
punches everyone.
Okay,
Yes.
I see. There is no racism because she punches everyone. Okay, I accept that. Come on.
No.
So yeah, we got the character. Before
Hold on.
moving on to...
I still have more.
Oh wow!
I can tell you
boy.
more about her.
Oh my!
More lore.
Yep, as for her
Lord.
abilities, Rainbow is capable of creating barriers and dismantling barriers. You probably see this in Hisouten Soku already. Some of these barriers may include skills in Soku called Cautionary Border, Binding Border, and Permanent Border. There's also Divine Arts, the Demon Binding Circle. These are most of the spells you can see related to barriers in Soku.
She is also an hacker because she used the fantasy heaven every freaking time to win.
Absolutely.
Oh, yes.
That's
She's a
bullshit.
cheater.
That's canon. That's the thing. That's canon. It's bullshit. She gets out of reality, so you can eat her. What? Okay.
You probably wouldn't guess this, but Reimu also has the power to put like a native god from Getsokyo into her body, kind of like to be possessed by a god to gain like immense strength, but like she never really uses this power, so I don't know what to say about it. Other than that, though,
Goddamn.
she does fight with like Yin Yang orbs in like the official Toho games, and in Soku you could probably see these in skills like Concealed Orbs of Light, Treasure Sign Yin Yang Orb, and finally the Holy Relic, the Yin Yang Sanctifier Orb.
We got the tech. We got the lore down, man.
To make it sound like she's a high complex character, but let's be real here. All she does is being constantly mad and beating each other up. But
she
then
goes-
we can at least learn how to not be racistic because she beats up everyone regardless of race.
Oh, hell yeah.
And
Really speaks to me because I hate
So
everyone
progressive.
equally.
Yeah.
All
I could
races,
always-
all people.
I could keep going, but if we want to get to like the story or like just the main character discussion, you know, that's up to you guys.
Go
I would
on,
like to
we
say
have time.
that that are the plot of Toho in the Soku, the fighting games, and that would be pretty useful. Oh man. Yeah. What about Scarlet Weather Rhapsody? The plot of that game was kind of interesting. How there was like
Interesting.
Well,
She just went to beat up the girl who blew up her house, man.
Like,
Come
no,
on.
yeah.
that's it.
Hey, the house was blown up like 2 times.
That's a completely reasonable reaction to having your house destroyed. Yeah, dude, come on. Wouldn't you go punch all your friends because someone killed your house? I mean, come on.
Yeah, absolutely.
at the very least, yeah.
I
Just a
love
punch
the
in the
plot.
face.
The plot of the fighting game is so retarded. Like, there is a problem, and you go search for the culprit, and you just maybe you are the culprit. Let me kick your face in.
I mean,
Sounds okay.
to be fair, if you beat everyone up, you will eventually beat the right person up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you can't go wrong if you beat everyone up. Be smart.
Yeah, dude, a perfectly logical way to go about it is you don't know who it is, so you just beat up everyone. I mean, she's strong enough to do it. It's only fair.
Shoot first, ask questions later.
Yeah,
Oh
dude.
man,
My favorite mantra right there.
that is on plot armor. Oh man. So I think we have enough information. Unless we really vital one.
Now, I also want to ask, do you have a personal connection to the character? What do
Oh,
you say
yeah.
up and Sigets?
I really appreciate. Oh, you
that's
first.
good.
Go
Well,
ahead.
she's always angry, which is important. I'm always angry.
And
So
just
there
look
is
at
a
your
connection.
icon. You got angry Tom the cat over there.
Yeah, he just looks so displeased about everything. Like when you go to Google or any browser, you just type Rainbow art and she's angry everywhere. Like every art, she's just angry. She just frowns at you. She's yawning. And that's pretty much what I do every day. I wish I could beat people up without, going to prison or something.
Oh, dude, come live in Seattle. We have a law called mutual combat. I don't know if you've heard of this,
No, I
Where-
haven't.
where 2 men can fight in a sanctioned fight on the street if there's a cop watching, and nobody will be arrested.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that law.
And you
it's
can
amazing.
beat him half to death, and you won't get arrested.
Does it have weather system?
No, unfortunately not. I mean, sometimes it rains outside. Actually, no, it always rains outside. It's Seattle.
So you mean drizzle?
So
It
are we,
increases the power of your spell card.
Yeah, sun shower.
1v1.
are we doing the Hisouten meetup in Seattle then? That's perfect.
Oh yeah, perfect. Okay,
Oh man.
so Reimu really speaks to me because I agree with her philosophy of no kill like overkill.
Absolutely.
There is. Oh yeah, dude. I don't know if you know this, but I run Fantasy Heaven in every deck because it is the best card to hit in the entire game.
It's an instant kill. How can it be bad?
I know if you hit it at the start of the round, you just win straight up. It's the best.
Like
Plot
if you
armor
lose
in fighting
10
game form.
If you lose
Also-
10 matches, but you win one with Fantasy Heaven, you won the whole.
Oh yeah, you won. Also, Blue Reimu is cute, and that's why I picked her.
It also changed the music in the last. If you do it. But
yeah.
no one plays with the music, so whatever.
Oh, dude, I play with modded music. Why would I ever play with the default music? Come on.
Because
Wow, I shouldn't say that.
We're almost 10 years into Soku, and you're still listening to the original Soku music.
Okay,
Come on now.
go and tell me the opening isn't the best song in the game. Go ahead.
Drives me nuts.
It's not. The
God
opening
damn
is not the best song of the game.
Every
It drives me
time.
Golden Red Rhapsody had a better opening.
I have had the best opening.
Ah.
I have had the best music in general, just going out there and saying that. Just gonna drop this truth bomb real quick on the podcast. I have had the best music of any fighting game.
I agree with this.
So what were we talking about? Music? No, wait.
Music is the next transition.
I got lost. This is good discussion goes everywhere. It's like zigzagging. Let me see. So, I think we should jump into the actual meat of the discussion. So okay, we said that you guys like the character because it's angry. Angry.
It's a good.
Does it show in her play style? Like,
Is
how
it-
do you play this character?
Oh, yeah.
Does it show?
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
yes,
go
it
ahead.
does.
I don't know. I don't think I play in a really angry way. I just, well, actually, yeah, I do. I kind of corner people and hit 2B a lot. So
You know what's the best anger management? When you just hit them with a buster, you're like, oh yeah.
dude, the Buster sound is so satisfying. It cures my anger problem every time.
Busters are therapy.
Oh yeah, Busters are the most therapeutic sound in the entire
You
game.
cure yourself and you cure them as well.
Could someone put together a Buster ASMR for me? Thanks.
You can get paid for that. Nobody will know where the source is.
I'll pay you $6.40.
Stop.
Okay, but to get more into the discussion, so this is more direct towards Sigets and Gup only. So, do you play this character in any special ways you want to mention? Like, what cards are you using and what cards are you dropping for what reason ever?
Well, the reason I play Reimu is just she's very vanilla. She's just straightforward. As in, she has options and solutions for any scenario or character. So basically, I can use anything, but I prefer using a lot of alts such as Busters or Blue Spread. Those are the main things I always add.
Oh, I just run Busters every game.
Well, Busters are good for. Well, the reason people pick Busters is pretty simple. Reimu has pretty hard confirms on her combos, and you move around throwing bullets left and right until something hits.
Oh.
Eventually, one of your melee attacks is gonna hit the opponent, but usually it's in a very awkward angle where you cannot do any damage. However, with Busters, you just convert everything into decent damage, and sometimes you can even limit it if you cancel it into itself. So Busters is usually kind of mandatory, but not always, but you can just put them in and be fine.
Oh, I just run Busters because they validate near corner 668 pressure. That's literally all I run them for. they're a fast, straightforward bullet that make it so when someone right blocks 668, you can like at least be super safe. Because if they right block it, you're -1, and anybody with a big jab can just hit you when you try to leave.
It's usually it's also a corner carry. It's a very strong corner carry. You just shoot the ones in there in the corner.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. And from near corner, you can do a string ending in jump 2A after the Busters, which is pretty tight and catches a lot of options. So I mean, it's just a really good skill.
But the number one reason why it's really good, it's usually you usually see it against very bad matchups such as Aya or Sakuya or Yuyuko, where you usually cannot do anything against them in natural, and you just go zigzag all over the place until someone hits another. And usually Yuyuko or Sakuya will do more damage to you than you do to them. But with Busters, you can turn that around. You can just turn every random hit into damage.
Yeah, and it's really important to turn random hits into damage, and I'd argue it's more important to turn random hits into knockdowns, but that's a different discussion. But at least turning a random J5A hit that you can't convert any other way into a buster shot, I mean, you get a wall bounce, which could change the weather if you really need it, and I mean, it does decent damage.
To
So
be fair,
the Buster seems to be pretty damn strong. But I'm looking around, like, what about the Akure Amulet, which is the basic 2-3-6?
Oh,
Which
I
is-
love that skill. It's one of
really
my
good.
personal
Really good.
favorites.
It's really good. People underestimate it. Like when you level it up, you just increase graze resistance, which means the longer someone grazes it, the more the bullet sticks into them. Which
It gets
basically means
sorry.
they have to move more until they get out of red, which you want that to happen to them. You can catch up and just hit them.
Yeah. It gets a density boost too, doesn't it? I think at rank 4.
It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. You want it for the graze resistance.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's good to note because it can bust through a couple more bullets, which is always helpful.
One thing that struck me about the default 236 is that it does have quite the nasty blind spot in front of Reimu, doesn't it? Like, you can't really use it at certain spacings in the corner.
Yeah, you can't 6-6A and then 2-3-6 unless you get a hit.
Yeah,
That's
you
the worst
have
part.
to change your playstyle a bit if you want to use this. You have to play a little bit more safer and at distance.
Cool fact: grounded counter hits will do real stun, which is really nice.
what does that mean?
They will spin around away and into the corner.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
it has that
that's
kind of
weird.
stun on it if you get a grounded counter hit. So
The
you can
default
confirm.
for 6?
Yeah.
That's weird.
So you can
Thanks,
confirm
Tentacle.
almost anything off of a grounded 2-3-6 counter hit.
Wow.
Yeah.
So in Duststorm they are pretty damn good.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
If you still have them when Duststorm or Sprinkle roll around, they're always useful to have. I think all of Reimu's defaults are just really good.
But in Sprinkle, every Rainbow in the world just wants to do one thing: DP.
Oh heck yeah.
DP, real DP. Let's go.
I mean,
You
it's
cannot help
understandable.
You get a real very fast DP, and you can DP, and if they wrong block the DP, you can DP again.
it. Yes. When Sprinkle comes, you just see red. You cannot become possessed. You have to DP.
You see red, and you start mashing 6-2-3 faster than you can believe.
And even if they punish it, you just do it again.
That's the thing I noticed. Like, whenever I fight a Reimu and it's Sprinkle, I know that she will 6-3.
Sometimes
They always
just
6-3.
teleport.
Don't.
Teleport
Oh, the teleport too. It's super good in Sprinkle. It's so
becomes
fast.
faster. Yes.
Okay, while we are on this, I think there are a bunch of cards that are kind of, the classic, this card is bad or not much. Like, for example, I think most of the Reimu cards are fine. I think most people play those cards. For example, Rain Dance?
No, don't put that.
No, we have to talk about Raid Dance. Come on, man. Come on.
No, the video. We can talk about Rain Dance.
Okay.
I'd love to talk about Rain Dance. We have very differing opinions on Rain Dance because I think it's not good.
Okay, I tried a bit of Reimu myself. And Rain, interesting. What's the problem with Rain Dance, though?
It's just slow.
I'll tell you the problem with Rain Dance. Rain Dance is a very good card. It's a melee. It's multi-hit. It can sometimes land cancel if you space properly. It has decent damage, but there is one very big problem with it. You have to dedicate a lot to it. Like, you have to modify your decks in such a way that you're not even a Reimu anymore. You just play a different character.
Yeah, you're playing Rain Dance now.
It's like you're playing a different character. You have to unlearn everything you know about Reimu just to learn a new style, which is really good if you want to learn it. But it's a lot of work. We only had one really good player who managed to abuse rain dance. That was Magister. He played a very good rain dance, Reimu. But for some people who are more traditional, like me or Sigets, will never be able to play in rain dance because basically you have to unlearn everything. It's just not possible. We're gonna fail every time. So for us, it's really bad.
I have been
be
playing
more-
Rain. Well,
Wait. To be more specific, rain dance, you need all the gems, you need double border, you need blue spread, which is basically it's all in. You have to go all in to make it good.
I have
And-
been playing
and-
Rainbow earlier, and the rain dance was actually more useful than not. I mean, you can
it's very
confirm it
underrated and it's very good.
You can confirm it off free A. Then, if it hits, or even if it's blocked, you can just cancel it into a spell card, making it safe again.
Yeah, you can use that in a corner. You can use that for corner pressure. You can just. It's an extra melee that you can cancel into gems and be safe.
And the mid screen, it also crosses up, and that's why I thought it's
Yeah,
actually a
that's an
really
extra layer
strong
of
card and not hated.
Yeah, it's an extra layer of mix-up, which is gonna make the opponent guess more than they should.
Oh, I just
is
don't
fine.
like giving up DP.
Yeah. You see, this is the problem. You have to go all in. You give up DP, you give up busters, you give up default barrier, which is a lot of commitment.
I mean, I'd be okay with giving up busters. They're not completely necessary. They just validate a playstyle that I really enjoy. It's giving up DP that's the worst, because 623C is tight into like every crush spell I'd ever want to use. And if they wrong block it, it's an extra orb of damage. Like, it's super good.
Back when Soku Caster was out, it was something like we would play against Japanese players, and we would spectate them, and there were two types of Reimu players: rain dance players and non-rain dance players. I used to call them new age Reimus against old school Reimus. Of course, both of us are old school. We cannot play rain dance. But I would never underestimate the other types of Reimus. Magister was one of them, and he proved by winning a tournament with that style.
Yeah, unfortunately, I wasn't around when Magister was playing Reimu a lot. I had given up for one of two times that I've given up. But I wasn't around. I didn't see it, so I have no frame of reference for this. And I just don't think Rain Dance is that great. You have to sacrifice a lot, and you give up DP in the spell, which is a really, really nice border escape catch. It's I don't know. I don't think it's worth it. I'd argue that it's reasonable. I don't see myself ever trying to pick it up.
For me, I think both points of view are valid. Since eventually both styles win. You just have to go with what it's good for you.
I mean, that's fair enough. I'd never argue that it's the worst skill ever. I mean, other than the time that I did.
That's the problem. People underestimate the skill.
Yeah.
You cannot say it's bad. It's just hard. It's just a very hard skill to use.
I just have really strong opinions.
That's okay.
Like that time when I argued that Rain Dance is the worst Reimu skill and you should never run it. Regret that, by the way.
I mean, if a new player wants to learn Reimu, I would go with your style. I would say don't pick Rain Dance. Just not yet.
She's much simpler to pick up if you don't bother with Rain Dance at the beginning.
It's
So
better
it is a high.
the old school style with fundamentals and basic, then go in a wacky style like Rain Dance.
And something tells me that if we keep up this topic, you two will just keep on arguing about Rain Dance.
Oh yeah.
Well, we're not even arguing that much. I mean, I agree with him.
It's a constructive argument.
There are only 3 more skill cards that
Yeah,
I'm
I want-
curious about.
Yeah, I wanted to ask myself, if possible, what do you guys think about blue spread? Since
Oh, it's good.
I really like that.
Spread is
how that skill
amazing.
looks.
It's amazing. It's if If there wasn't some characters in the game, I would just play blue spread all day.
I mean, it's really strong. It does everything you want out of the default 236 in pressure, and then it's an amazing neutral tool. It covers the whole screen. Like, you can't beat that. I mean, they're not very dense, but they go everywhere.
You cannot ceiling hug it. It gets you anyway. The problem with blue spread, for example, in the past, everyone was like, Blue Buster is the best. You only use that.
Oh,
Then-
yeah.
Then Magister started using blue spread and destroyed everyone with it. He was the one who convinced me that blue spread it's actually worth using. The problem with blue spread is sometimes you sacrifice damage because you don't get the conversion from blue busters from random hits, and you sacrifice some combos. But most of the time, Reimu has options to deal damage anywhere. Anyway, it's a little bit harder because you have to do loops and all that. And
Oh, yeah, loops.
Loops.
you either need. Oh
So-
yeah, we have to talk about the loops.
Before that, let me know.
Yeah, aren't there like 2 more skills to talk about?
No, 3 more, because it's all together. The 4, 2, 1, every single one of them. Tell me about those, because I really don't understand them.
Oh, I hate all of
each
them.
of them. Okay, about other than that. give me some more data.
The teleport is occasionally useful to cross up because it will always the B version will always teleport you in front of the opponent based on the way you're facing. So if you're facing right and you're behind them, you'll appear on the left.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You can actually abuse this if you upgrade it to level 3. It's actually legit. It's so
Yeah, because
fast.
it's very fast. So in Sprinkle, it's a pretty legit mix-up. Just jump over their head and then 4-2-1, and that catches some people.
However, it's a matter of preference. Some people want to level it up. Some you can be fine without leveling it. You can
Yeah.
also use it as an escape. For example, Iku does Exodia in the middle, and you cannot escape that wall of death. You just teleport. The C version, not the B version.
Yeah, because the C version also grazes, so it's
Yes.
really helpful
Oh, it
for
does
us.
race.
Yeah, it also
I didn't
teleports
know
a
that.
set distance forward. So if there's some crap in front of you want to avoid and your opponent's coming in, you can teleport and just slide on out of there. It's not exactly safe, and it's not exactly unpunishable, but
It works.
as a surprise tactic to escape, it's pretty useful.
Or when you run out of air dashes and someone tries to crush you air to
That
air,
too.
you just teleport and you're back to normal and safe. Or if Suika does missing purple power and you just want to invalidate her by teleporting behind her,
Yeah, you can
Oh,
teleport
wow,
out and
that's
spam
something I didn't
busters.
and keep her in a hit stun.
Yep.
Pretty great.
If you do that, you get punched. Trust me.
Oh no! You don't get punched. Are you kidding me? You trying to punch me? I teleport through your punch and then behind you.
Buster and to teleport.
What is he called?
Teleport behind you, kid. Nothing personal.
Yeah, this is Magister using new age Reimu.
Looks like the change in style is
New Age Reimu, that sounds...
I might try to pick up Rain Dance. Actually, it does look good. I just,
It's
Honestly,
really
just
hard
try
to
it
learn
out.
because you have to unlearn the stuff you already know.
Yo, the 3.
yeah. Oh, he runs the.
Yeah, he runs the exact deck I just mentioned earlier. Double border, blue spread, rain dance, lots of gems and yin yangs.
I might try double border soon too. I've been thinking about running it just to do air crushes. But
Or you can use free aim as a poke and convert.
yeah, and then you get to limit off of it, which is pretty useful.
I'm so bad with double border, it makes me mad.
I would love to try to learn it, but the Oki you give up with default 2-on-4 is just. I'm not sure if it's worth it yet.
Well, blue spread actually
I only raised
does
it
the
to
same
8
thing.
because earlier people
You
were
you just buffer a blue spread and it acts like a default border. This is
I was
is the
gonna try to run. Oh, sorry. You go.
This is the reason why you don't use busters in this deck. You want blue spread as, how shall I say, a poverty default border. So
Yeah,
you can
because
use
it fills the slot.
Yeah, so you can use the double borders along with it.
Okay.
It's
That makes sense.
pretty smart. It's pretty smart. The Japanese didn't did this on random.
Huh.
I figured the other two 4-1 aren't that complex. I mean, one is obviously
Oh, the counter is awesome.
The counter. I want to
Let's talk about the amazing counter.
The counter looks interesting. The Demon Ceiling Dimensional Rift is kind of like an escape button for what if I understand
For
right.
everything. Hey, wait, I wanted to ask, does this work for spells?
Yeah, we can do that too.
That's what
You
I
know,
don't know. Like, could
that's
you
a
use
good
it against
question.
the Atlas, for example, or the
I don't
Massacre?
think anyone
Oh.
has the guts to do it.
I'm gonna go with that's a really good question, and I'm too afraid to ever attempt it, and I also don't run it.
Okay, let's move on because the counter is kind of a counter. I figure it's a good card.
Wait.
I used
The
it earlier and it felt like a really good point to escape many things. I just don't
It's-
know if you can use it against spells, because if you can use it against spells, I think it gains a little bit more
Legitimacy.
power.
It's a poverty DP, is what it is.
Wow.
I only found 2 uses for it. One was against Pachulis because they have slow bullets,
Oh, yeah.
so it's easy to counter them. And raisins who use donuts, you know.
Oh yeah, that would be good.
Another niche would be Sakuyas, but it's very risky.
It's
Very.
questionable there.
Oh, and other Reimus who use blue spread and default 2-3-6. You can use them against them, but other than that, do not touch counter. It's high risk, low reward.
I see. And now we have the spell cards. Oh, there's so many, but
Are we not going to talk about needles?
No, do not talk about needles.
Because I like needles. Just gonna go out on a limb here.
As I said, it's mostly a teleport like out of there because it doesn't seem to be anything else outside of that.
If you get them to block the needles, you can come down with jump 2A, and it covers a lot of options.
That's neat.
Yeah. It has a really early. It has like no recovery. Is the big selling point. And what it does, it lets you transition from ground to air really quickly. That's really all it does, and 3A does it better. But it has a niche, and it's not completely useless. I mean, I'd never run it. It's not as good as the default teleport. But if I had to run it, it's not bad. It's just not good.
Unique.
You know what I mean?
I would say unique. I go with unique.
This is where me and Sigets are different. I think it's really bad.
Finally, some conflict.
Oh,
This is what I've been waiting for all day.
I suppose it's something.
I don't know.
However, his point is, he makes a good point though.
I mean, it's not tight, I don't think, but you can do it after a 5C, and if they block the 5C, they basically have to block the needles. And if you have it to where it's dropping to 2 sets, J2A is pretty tight.
Here's my argument why I cannot use it. I have no space for it.
Oh, dude, same.
That's the biggest problem for it. I have no space.
I run an even greedier deck than you do.
Oh, I know.
My Reimu deck is the greediest deck I think I have, other than my Alice one, and I don't have room. I have room for exactly 4 skill cards, and I am not giving up busters.
But you're only running 4 Fantasy Heavens, how can you run out of space?
No, I only run 2. I can't run
that's-
4. That's way too many.
You got
You can run
to
one
play
and
on
be
that on
fine, but
Mountain
you only need
Battle.
to hit it once.
I can't wait to talk about Fantasy Heaven. That's gonna be my favorite part of this entire
Okay,
podcast.
let's go for the spell cards then, because I think we should move to the less used spell cards because I mean. So for my understanding, I don't see enough level 1 the orbs.
Oh, I can't talk about these.
The Yin Yang one, level 1.
The Yin Yang ones are pretty good. I'll say that.
Yeah, we have again we have differing opinions here because I don't think they're useful. They have a few uses. The major selling point is that they're pretty safe. They combo out of jump 8A. They're good for air pressure, and they change the weather. And that's all I can really think of.
That's pretty much my line of thought. That's why I'm using them. They just make things cozy. You can do air to air, block strings, and be safe because you can just spawn the yin yangs and they're gonna stay even if you get hit. They're good for combos. Sometimes you can, if you don't have spirit for loops.
Oh yeah, they do ridiculous damage too.
And the biggest use for it, in my opinion, is you already said that weather manipulation. You can change the weather cheaply.
Oh yeah, I don't see much Wind God Kick. It's probably one of my favorite cards. What about that?
I love Wind God Kick. This is
I know.
Is it the
It's the 3-card reversal.
That card is amazing, man.
That card is so good. It's super underrated because it combos out of 4A.
It combos out of everything.
4A?
Yeah,
Yo,
it
wait,
combos out of jab.
Yes,
wait.
Jab them and 4. And just go for it.
Startup is like 4-5? What is that?
And the hitbox of
9?
it, have you seen it?
The hitbox on the last hit, that thing never drops.
It's
Okay.
like SOP.
So it combos out of 4A, it does a decent amount of damage, its limit everywhere on the screen, and the absolute best part, my favorite part, because I'm bad, is if you accidentally anti-air jab twice, you can still combo it.
Yep. You just mash and just press the button and...
It's really fast then.
Oh, it's really fast.
9 frames of startup, neat. It's like SOP, wow.
I agree, it's underrated.
I think it's a great card, but I don't think you should be running it. Well, I think you should be running it, but there are other better cards once you get into our like crush cards and all our other stuff.
Better than Pillar.
Oh yeah, it's definitely better than Pillar.
And
what
all
about
the new Reimu players go for Pillar? I'm like,
But-
no, go for the kick.
I run 1 Pillar and 2 Kicks in my deck without Fantasy Heaven because Pillar is still a useful crush card occasionally. Because you can get people without flights and then crush them in the air, and that's pretty useful.
The thing about Pillar, it combos from 2C confirms.
The other thing about Pillar is its vertical range is off the top of the screen.
Yeah.
And it combos out of counter hit 6/6C. And basically nothing else does except I think borders.
I very rarely 6CC into a spell card. Sometimes it does into gems, sometimes.
Yeah, basically the best... Well, I mean, Pillar is one of the better ones to combo out of it. The only problem I have with Pillar is if you try to do 6-2-3 unders mid-screen, it doesn't really combo well. You'll
Yeah, it
get
doesn't connect.
3 hits.
We think the Pillar is the worst thing ever.
I don't like Pillar. I run 1 because it's good for vertical crushes, but that's about it.
I had a difficult.
Oh! Wait, can we talk about 2-card Pillar?
Sure.
Please?
Isn't that bad? Isn't that like bad?
Because
I hate that card.
Because I love 2-card Pillar, and we're about to have a really different opinion here. 2-card Pillar is amazing.
Why?
Because if you limit with 3 hits, it sticks around forever. Not actually forever, but for a really long time. And it's a really janky Oki thing, and does decent spirit damage on block.
Wait,
So
is this like
basically,
some...
So
some
basically,
demo cast?
no. So basically, a very expensive barrier.
A very expensive barrier that does more spirit damage. And it lasts forever.
I
It's
think
my...
it's a
my
waste.
favorite Diamond Dust card. It's so
Look,
good.
Look, if you want to Diamond Dust Oki with a spell card, Yin Yangs are cheaper.
Don't... Oh, Yin Yangs... No. Come on.
Come on, they do the same thing.
The difference here is, if you only have 1 spirit and you're doing a mid-screen, combo, you can end it with 6/6A 6/2/3 into the pillar, and as long as it hits twice, you get good Oki off of it too. So secret tech coming out here, and then you can push them back into it, and it has such crazy block stun. It's amazing. Like,
I'm not convinced. I'm sorry.
it's okay. I'll show it off on stream tonight. Don't worry about it.
There are only 2 more cards that I'm interested in the sense of bad cards, let's say. And he is the Expanding Boundary and obviously Fantasy Heaven. So let's go... Tell me about the Boundary, the expanding one, because it looks something.
It's bad.
Really bad. It's super bad.
It's completely useless.
You cannot combo it into anything.
It does
So
good
it's
spirit damage if they try to graze it. I guess?
Yeah, if they try to graze it in air versus air block string, but
Yeah, but I think it does less than even yin yang orbs on block.
Holy shit.
So
Yeah,
it's absolutely worthless.
this is
So
why I
does
love Yin Gang.
Does it even have a confirm?
No,
No,
Absolutely no.
6cc counter it?
no.
Well,
It doesn't
maybe
reach far enough.
that, but how do you get that?
So, well, actually, 660 counter hit maybe because it's air usable, but it doesn't do more damage than Pillar, and it costs only one card less, so it's not worth
this
it.
is the worst card Reimu has, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
I think
But-
this is probably the worst card in the whole game. Well, there's some. I might think there might be some that are worse, but it's close.
I'll argue about that next week. Or not next week, but the next podcast. Don't worry about that.
Is it Marissa?
Yeah, it's on Marissa.
Oh wow.
I'm trying to remember which was it, which card.
It's
was
I'm. Well, are we talking about spells? Because if it's spells, it's Earth Light Ray. That spell is worthless.
it? God damn it! I don't know the names.
Oh, that's the Pillar spell. The one where she throws the line of pots and they pop up into the air. It's really bad.
I forgot that card exists.
I know. I'd argue for Skittles too, but Skittles have at least one use. So
let's see. So Tessio telling me that actually Wincode Kick has 5 frame of startup, which is retarded fast. Wow. As for the spell card section, I think we have Fantasy Heaven.
All right, Fantasy Heaven. I'll let
Okay,
you
so-
talk about this.
is it time to talk about the greatest card in the entire game?
Okay,
Yeah,
one
right.
moment.
Of course.
I know that Fantasy Heaven has some confirms.
Let's talk about how you confirm into game win with the best card in the entire game. I have 3 different ways I tend to do it, and they're all great. So, little known fact, Fantasy Heaven is invincible for 13 frames on startup, starting from frame 1 when you hit the button. So it can be used to counter Guard Scarf, and then loop them.
Disgusting.
That's pretty great. Other thing, its startup is less than the amount of frames of stun you get when you get crushed. So if you crush with a bullet and immediately cancel, you can loop them. If you do it in the corner, it results in some pretty ridiculous crush setups. Anyone with 2 orbs or less is susceptible to getting instantly blown up.
I mean,
Hold on, I have a video to
the tech going on.
just
here.
go ahead and open that up at the time listed.
Okay, then.
And you can use it as a crazy reversal punish, which is it's really good. Anything where you can avoid a reversal with the invincibility, or anything where you have time to start it up against a reversal, you just win the game by using it, because it does 10,000. Actually does 15,000 if you don't combo into it.
Sigets, tell me, if I want to make a deck with Reimu that focuses on Fantasy Heaven, would it be worth to add 4 of them and try to force Mountain Vapor or Cloudy as often as possible?
Funny
Or Typhoon, I think in Typhoon it works well too.
Oh no, it's not good in Typhoon. One of the best uses I found for it, or at least I wish I'd found for it because I didn't think to do it at the time, is when you're getting pulled in by Subsun and the Oku is on the floor. If you can activate it and just jab them 7 times.
Oh, that works.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure you will get hit by the sunballs, if you will.
I think you can throw out 6 and then do the grazing DP, and then I think you'll recover inside the sun and get blown up, but then you'll come down and still have you'll still be able to do it.
Hold on. Isn't Rain Dance melee and isn't it multi-hit as well? Does that count towards Fantasy Heaven?
Multi-hit melees don't count. If you hit 6 hits of 2A, it doesn't count.
That would have been cool if you could just rain dance into.
No, yeah, that would have been amazing.
It
That's.
was being broken as hell.
I would love Rain Dance if that was the case, but it's unfortunately not. The one thing everyone has to watch out for when you're playing against Fantasy Heaven is Reimu's pressure is pretty good, and if you have less than 2 orbs because you've been border escaping, she can just walk up and 2B2C and then win the game.
It's really fast, it's hard to react.
Oh yeah, you have to be very careful when you're at 2 orbs or less against Reimu, especially if she's actually holding the spell.
So, let's see. I think
There's one thing I need to know to mention about Fantasy Heaven. The card is very good. It's very practical. The thing is, the other 5 card is even more practical.
Oh, the other 5 card is even better. I just sang Fantasy Heaven's praises for like 2 minutes, but the other card is better.
Because the thing is, why don't people use Fantasy Heaven more often? Well, because the other card is better. It's just it's easier to confirm, it's easier to set up, it's easier to get damage.
the trade-off is then worth it. I say.
Yeah, you get less damage, but it's guaranteed.
Yeah.
You can screw up a lot of things, and you can actually lose.
The other weakness is there are some characters who can outright avoid Fantasy Heaven's damage even after activation.
Oh.
I don't want to say it on stream to give away the secret tech, but Remilia
I
can
have
avoid it for free.
How?
Just gonna throw that out there. She just jumps and dashes.
Oh god.
And her dash is so fast she can get through it and then to the other side of the screen and take no damage.
Let's mention Suwako as well.
I think Suwako will actually get crushed at the top and still take some damage. But it's like 1k.
Also, Oku if she uses Abyss Nova at the same time, but that's very
Oh yeah, that's
That
very
works.
practical.
That's a video. I know that one.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
So here's the thing about Reimu's 5 card, the other one, not Fantasy Heaven. If you take all the orbs, it does about 6 orbs to sometimes even 7 orbs of damage. So even if you block it, you get crushed and get all the damage in your face. So it does about 7 orb of damage.
You just have on the screen the picture how to avoid it. Is that still true?
You have to graze not in the middle of Reimu, but not in the outside, but somewhere in the middle. Where the thing is, orbs have a very fixed turning radius, where it cannot hit you. If you stay right in the turning radius zone, you will not get hit.
But if you get too close, they also have a big hitbox and spawn out of Reimu. So if you get too close, you could still end up blocking all of them.
Yes, but it actually does less orb damage. It does less orb.
Yeah, because they expand as they come out, don't they, and get stronger?
Yes. When they're expanded, they do a lot of damage. When it's exactly where Reimu is, it does less. So you can block it and escape. But you still take a lot of orb damage, so it's risky.
Okay, so after going for the technical stuff, I think we can go for the more finally stuff. So that 2 things I want to ask and have like maybe 3 general idea from you guys. So let's say I'm interested in playing Reimu. What does Reimu give me as a player, and what should I do to learn her? Like, how should I?
Well, the thing is, why would you learn Reimu? For example, this character is just super vanilla. If you want to learn basics, fundamentals, and just be good at everything, but being average at the same time, Reimu is a good choice.
Okay, I picked up Reimu because of her flexibility, I guess. She plays well to a lot of different styles, and being able to back and forth between those two in the middle of a game is really useful. The other thing that drew me to her is her insane corner damage. It's like 3rd highest in the game or something. She does a lot of damage, and that's awesome.
I didn't even know.
Damage is good.
So as a player,
I gotta link the video. I'm
so
sorry.
as a player, I get, if I choose Reimu, I get a strong, an average character that has strong pressure,
Strong pressure,
speed.
strong natural, strong damage, good overall spell cards, good skills. She's just she's pretty much good at everything, but she isn't master at everything like other characters.
Okay, so I
Sick Morphman died.
so I get a character that does kinda everything. That's cute. That's neat.
She's a jack of all trades, basically.
She's the Ryu of the game. I see.
Well,
I
not
mean,
exactly the Ryu of the game.
yeah. I guess not completely.
I like
But
how the gifs are reversed.
What about?
Yeah.
No. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, what would you guys say about the execution cap, execution ceiling, whatever you wanna call it, of this character?
She requires some intense execution if you want to do the really high damage stuff, like 4K plus loops on specific characters.
Wow.
There's some really tight links that are not fun to try to do online.
Here's the thing: what's hard about Reimu? There's three particular reasons why people, when they pick up Reimu, they just quit. One was, you already mentioned, loops are hard, confirms are hard. Most of her damage conversions is character dependent, spacey dependent, skill dependent, and sometimes even weather dependent.
Oh yeah, my favorite, because you can do loops on non-loopable characters in Tempest. One of the most important things to remember is that because you're sped up so much when you high jump forward, you can loop basically everyone in the game during Tempest. That's something to remember, because there's a very specific subset of characters that she can loop in mid-screen, and there's an even smaller subset that she can break 3K on in mid-screen. And it's very important to remember which ones are which, because if you accidentally do 5B, there are some characters that just block it, and there are some characters who get hit, and you can lead into a different ender, which is pretty useful.
And the thing is, details like this are very intimidating for new players. They're like, oh, why should I learn all these things? Why should I learn all these specific timings, all these specific matchups, all these specific confirms? Not only that, I said about the number one reason that players quit Reimu is just that she's hard to execute. But there's also other stuff that are very intimidating to Reimu players. First of all, she has some counterintuitive stuff. Like, some of her stuff are really arcane. Like, you need to know some frame advantage stuff. Like her 2B usage is really strong.
Oh, amazing combo.
I just saw the combo on the stream.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
interrupting
Tried that earlier.
so I can watch the combo. It's good.
I'm sorry.
It's difficult for me, at least. I tried it earlier.
I was talking about.
It's incredibly difficult. I don't want to overshadow you, so you go ahead and finish first.
Anyway, another thing that Reimu players have a difficult time understanding is her 2B usage. That simple bullet that you do on the ground. 2B.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what it is.
The big thing about that is Reimu doesn't have a command low. She only has 2A, which isn't really a command low. She doesn't have a 3A or 6A that hits low. So 2B kind of makes up for that by giving you guaranteed 1 orb spirit damage. It's also plus at a lot of ranges. It's like maybe 1 to 1.5 character distances.
Yeah, people don't know that with 2B you can reset your pressure.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's actually incredibly plus. It's like +5 at 2 character lengths, which is like
Not
about...
even Oku cannot. Oku cannot mash it.
Yeah, it's super good. Oh, go ahead.
This sounds pretty damn complicated.
That's my face. That's my face every time I play Rain.
It kind of sounds complicated, all of this. So as a player, what should I do to learn all this? Just stick around?
Wait, let me finish. The third reason why players avoid Reimu was 2B hard confirmed combos, and the third reason is hover cancels. That's very alien to them.
Oh, that's a mechanic.
Yeah, that mechanic is actually a glitch. Basically, when you shoot her amulet, jump 5C, and you land at the same time, you're both on the ground, and on the air, which
Oh
means,
yeah.
which means you can high jump while being in the air.
What?
Yeah.
Exactly what I said.
Excuse me?
Yeah. Without ever touching the ground, you can high jump again. Well,
Yes.
really, what's happening is you're touching the ground the frame you high jump, but you're counted as in the air and on the ground, basically. So you can cancel into DP from what looks like an aerial animation.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
The thing is, Reimu's movement is actually kind of bad. She's pretty slow. She's pretty stiff in her movement, but the hover cancels make up for it. You can actually move really well if you just abuse them.
Huh.
But for new players, this is extremely counterintuitive. How can I high jump while I'm in the air? That makes no sense.
Yeah.
If you want another example, Yukari can do the same, but she doesn't have a lot of uses. A better example is Pachuli's jump 6A. When she lands, she does the melee, and she can either high jump or cancel it with something else.
I've got another amazing example. Alice's default 214 can be hover canceled.
Oh, can it? Can it?
Yeah. So what you can do is you can fly down toward the floor and do a jump 2C land cancel doll, but before you land cancel it, throw out the 214 and then instantly high jump back and jump 6A.
That's actually pretty nice. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I've started trying it. It's
look,
not great, but
I'm-
it's really cool.
I'm 8 years old as a player, and I didn't even know that.
That's okay.
Learn something in the podcast.
It's such an esoteric thing. I mean, there are some bullets that just don't land cancel, and it's kind of odd when you find one.
They're glitches. They're not even supposed to work like that.
I wish every character could do it. I wish Marissa 5C was one of them.
Imagine that would be broken.
I think 236 is one. I'd have to check. One of the 236s I'm pretty sure is one of them. It might be Narrow Spark, which is why I don't know, because I don't run it.
So yeah, people when they start, of course, I said about combos, I said about 2B frame traps and her movement. She's so stiff until you learn hover cancels, which takes a long time to get used to.
I see.
She's also she's slow in a couple ways. Her forward air dash has a lot of startup. She has one of the fastest air backdashes, which is really useful. It's like 3 frames.
It's really good. I love it.
So you can frame trap people who block a jump 5C by just doing air dash back jump 8A, and it'll catch them doing anything. They try to border escape, just pops them. So she has really good air pressure.
So up to now, you explain basically what you should learn in a way. Yeah.
Oh,
Sounds pretty hard.
oh, here's what to learn. You have to learn to loop. If you want good corner damage, you have to learn the loops. There are some very easy variations that still net some pretty high damage. There's one that requires no advanced inputs that gives you 2.8, which is fine.
The thing is, loops are kind of straightforward. You just want to do a lot of damage. It's combos. It's intuitive. It's straightforward.
There's one thing that's really unintuitive about it, and that's that you have to do high jump 8 and then do a really awkward flight cancel. But once you master that, doing loops just on command is super easy. Well, I shouldn't say that. But it's much simpler once you understand that.
Yeah, this picture.
So, I think we... I consider the time here. So, there are 2 interesting questions. So, how does Reimu fight most of the cast? I know you can go into every specific matchup, it will take forever, but generally...
I can make it shorter. Most of her matchups are pretty equal. Like, she doesn't have any bullshit advantage against... Well, maybe Suwako is pretty easy to win, and maybe Komachi, but most of her matchups are pretty equal. However...
Yuyuko.
Yuyuko, I want to talk about that matchup as nobody can be good against Yuyuko.
Okay.
But how does Reimu handle Yuyuko?
Don't get knocked down.
Basically, don't lose.
Don't get knocked down.
Reimu has I think the third easiest character to do Sphere Bloom setups on. And you just
Maybe and Reimu.
I thought it was Sakuya, Raisin, then Reimu, or Raisin, then Sakuya, then Reimu.
I mean,
One
I
of
could
those.
be correct.
Oh,
I don't know you call all that well.
You have the best picture for that as well, if you can take time to appreciate it.
Yeah, it's really horrible.
Another matchup that's kind of horrible for Reimu is Sakuya.
Oh, Sakuya 5C just beats everything.
You really need default barrier leveled up to beat Sakuya. Otherwise, her bullets is gonna destroy yours. And you're gonna get knocked down, and you're gonna get all the spell cards she does in your face.
Yeah, the fortunate thing is that her B bullets are beaten by your 5C, but she can just throw 5C and it cuts through your 5C, Busters, default border before it gets ranked up. I mean, you're basically just boned as long as she throws jump 5C at you. And then it comes around and hits you in the back too. It's really great.
She always does that. I hate it. Also, you cannot use blue spread against Sakuya. It makes me mad. You have to use Asa.
So in general, you just have to keep moving and.
So general playstyle. Now that we're out of matchups, Reimu's really passive aggressive. I don't know if that's a good way to describe it.
She's aggressive.
She has a very solid neutral game, but you have to play it kind of passively and wait for your opportunity to get in. But once you get it, she has some of the most aggressive, forward-moving, insane corner pressure in like the whole game. She's quick. Once she's in your face, her cancel times are really quick. She has 2B, which will drain your orbs really quickly. A lot of her stuff is plus. She can run a lot of different frame traps off of 2B. 2A, 6A will catch any kind of jump at certain ranges, which means she has a really easy way to keep you cornered. And she has some of the freest Oki in the game in the form of land cancel default barrier. She's just good once she's in.
She's bursty in both damage and block strings. So it's like, oh, this player is so passive, it doesn't do anything. But once she's in your face, like, oh my god, what's going on?
Yeah.
Can you give us an example of some Reimu pressure? Mid-screen and corner?
Oh.
Well, first of all, you have to, as Reimu, the thing I do is, is to check if they dash. So I instantly jump 6A to see if they dash. That's the first thing I do. If they respect that, then I can go into much more, let's just say, greedier pressure. But the first thing I do is, ground melee into a bullet and instantly jump 6A to see if they dash. That's the first thing I do. Do they respect it or not? If they don't respect it, just repeat it until they do.
The tech.
Okay, there we go.
That's the simple version. There's a more complicated version that involves 2B resets. You just melee 2B, melee again 2B until they do something. You want to bait them to do something.
What about corner?
Oh, in corner you run frame traps off of 2B.
I see.
You
do stuff until you get gems.
Yeah, definitely. You do stuff until you have enough spirit for gems, and then you do jump 2A, 5C, and then you cancel into gems, and then you're plus, because that spell is amazing. 5-card gems is also pretty good for crush strings in the corner. It does a lot of spirit damage, as we mentioned before.
For me, in the corner, the way I use 5C gems is I just want them to air tech. If they air tech, I just throw it out. They cannot survive it.
Oh, if they air tech, I do the grazing DP that cancels into it, because I think you get a slightly better positioning off of it, and sometimes it hits people, and you get a free confirm.
That's interesting. I never thought of that. I usually use it. I usually do that when I have yin gangs.
Yeah, if they're more aggressive on air tech and they tend to always mash, you can also just do BDP, which has really, really good upper body invincibility against techs.
There's some very specific matchup things you can do, like 2-card gems against Remelia. Like, if she air techs and you are point blank while she does 2C, not 2C, 2-card gems. Because the way she moves, she has a diagonal dash. She just goes downwards when she dashes. She cannot do anything because you're blocking her with the body. So she gets hit by all the gems. By the 2-card gems. So you can use that as anti-air tech. It's very specific. It also works on Komachi.
I'm watching that replay right now against Yuriko, and who's playing there?
The name is hidden to protect the identity of the innocent man who got bursted by Fantasy Heaven.
Protect the
Oh,
innocent.
is it Irish? Is it Sigets versus Irish?
Oh, nice 6 into. Okay, I think we.
This is Sigets versus Irish. I think I recognize that.
I think
It's the same replay from before, just with the pressure attached, so you can have some good examples. Yeah, it's
Oh,
it's
over.
okay.
man, I see it.
So, out of curiosity, because I think it's just right. What about on the reverse? What should the opponent do to beat Reimu?
Oh, her jump 5A. It's exploitable. It's really good. Don't get me wrong, but it's exploitable.
It's
If they wish, they die.
Yeah, it's slow. If you whiff it going up, it's really bad. if you whiff it on the way up on high jump, I think you're vulnerable until 9 frames before you touch the ground.
Wow, that's a lot.
So
let me be more specific. I play Suika, and I just feel that Reimu beats all of my moves. So,
Well, it's-
as a Suika, how do I approach Reimu?
Make her waste all her stuff. Like, she throws a lot of stuff in natural, and she usually doesn't have any orbs left by doing that. Just wait until her orbs are lower and move in. She won't be able to defend well because she has no spirit. She's waiting
So I
on
should
natural.
so I should not approach, but wait her out instead.
Well, of course, it's kind of a double-edged sword because if she uses something like blue spread, she can build meter, and you'll be like,
yeah.
But
The
in
other-
any
the other
case,
thing
I'm
is,
not supposed to throw bullets
oh.
myself, right? So because I just see if I throw a bullet at Suika, they will just get either grazed or just eaten by her
well,
talismans
as
or whatever.
Suika, the thing is, Suika, you can just snipe her. You just throw your
Yeah, okay,
60
that's
balls at her.
Another thing about that matchup is Reimu's longest ranged aerial is her jump 5A by a good margin. Suika can jump 2A her out of the range of all of her aerials.
I have to be above her for that to work, though.
That's fine. Just get above her.
It's
Easier said than done.
unavoidable. You have to go through her obstacle course.
Yeah, you have to play through her obstacle course and you have to try to get above her. Her fastest aerial does happen to hit above her, but you can either bait it out and its recovery is pretty...
Also, I recommend
It's not
crouching.
actually that bad.
Crouching med. She sometimes whiffs a lot.
True enough.
Like, she does jump 5A, crouch, and she just whiffs. And then you can punish her.
Her movement's pretty stiff. She has no real way to correct herself if she's gonna sail over your head
Yeah,
with
comment.
jump 5A.
She commits with her movement. She commits
Yeah.
a lot with her movement. Also, do not be afraid of being crushed, because it kind of takes time for her to crush, in my opinion.
Yeah, since she can't force the low or the, she can't do a low wrong block off of anything other than 2A. But I mean, I guess 2A does a lot of spirit damage, but
the
it's
thing
kind
is,
of predictable.
Reimu, when you pressure with Reimu, you aim for 2 stuff. You want them to border escape so she can punish you. So don't border escape too early. And she's searching for that 2 orb left spot so she can crush you.
Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Does it work against any other characters? Does it work for any other character as well?
To be well, if your character is a little bit on the faster side, you'll do well against Reimu.
Yeah, the other thing that's kind of weak about her is her jump 5A extends her hurt box before the hitbox comes out. On frame 9, there's a fat box in front of her that's easy to hit. So if you have a faster jump 5A, you'll generally win air-to-air trades. The only time she really wins is when she's going back, so that she baits you into it.
Yeah, you don't fall for that. Don't fall for jabs. Or
J7 and J5A, right?
For J5A jabs.
But
For
God,
example,
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I was talking about speed, and this is why I hate Aya. She's so fast. I cannot keep up with her.
And
It's It's another annoying matchup.
And she's got like 6 frames active on her jump 5A, so if you try to jump A at any point, you'll just get beat out. It's
You have to be super precise against Aya.
yeah.
If you whiff, you die. And you're gonna whiff a lot against her.
But Gap, what if my character is not on the quick side, but instead is on the lumbering beast side? In other words, what if I play Oku?
Utsu
Well,
has the
that
fastest normals.
Because Reimu against Oku is on Reimu's side. She has busters against you, and she has landmines, she has 5-card gems. You'll generally die a lot against her.
But what do I do to die less?
I don't play Oku.
Oh man.
Oh no.
Here's the thing.
That's some answer.
Here's the thing. As Oku, you know, you use a lot of tomato kicks, visors, substance.
Yes.
The thing is, you just have to always ride on your pressure to keep her orbs low. You just want to have her orbs low. That's all you have to do against Reimu. If her orbs are low, she cannot throw anything at you. That's one of the biggest weaknesses Reimu has. She's very wasteful with her spirit. If she has no spirit, she cannot do shit.
Reimu also has a hard time coming down from high in the sky onto people on the ground. Her ground to air game, or her air to ground game isn't actually amazing. It's good at specific ranges, but if she's a little too close, she can get blown up really easily. Mostly because she extends her box with the jump 5A.
You know, if anyone wants to do some erotic fan fiction, write something up about that, you can just take these 2 people's advice for it and maybe work out something.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well then.
Okay.
Woo!
So yeah, I think we kinda went over everything important from the what Reimu should do to what the opponent should do and so on. Did we miss anything? You guys
Loop better.
Loop more.
Better.
Remember that there's ways to modulate your loops partway through to end in different ways. Depending on spirit remaining, basically there are a bunch of factors to how you loop that matter. Whether you need to change the upcoming weather, whether you need to save spirit, whether you are in position to do the high jump 8 loop or you need to do high jump 9 or high jump 7, whether your 5C will connect on the first rep, whether you started with 2A or dial A depending on the character. There's 1,000 different things that can go wrong or go right with the loop, and you have to really be on top of it.
You have to use your brain. You cannot autopilot any combo or block thing.
Well, there are a couple
you
block
can.
strings that are kind of general use ones, like 6A 2B at certain ranges it's really common. But there's nothing that you should autopilot is the thing. You should always be thinking.
Well, the best thing I would say is think as what counters this player, not this character.
That actually makes a lot of sense. Because there are a lot of things that work against specific characters, but the player has realized the way to beat it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you have to play around that.
Because there are things that are good against specific characters, but don't always win. Is basically what we're trying to say. And Reimu has a lot of those situations, and a lot of those moves, and a lot of times that comes up, and you really have to be on top of it.
I think in the coming podcast we're going to learn a lot about matchups between just about every other character.
I think for this time around we run pretty much everything ready to the question style part of the.
So if you want to learn Reimu, she's very satisfying, she's very rewarding, but it's a lot of hard work. It's not like you pick a top tier and you just ride with it.
Yeah. You are rewarded though with a lot of satisfaction just from like how fun she is to play, because she's very explosive and some people really like that. And you're rewarded because she requires you to play smarter, I guess.
Yes, she's actually fun because you can counterplay with her. You can, I read you, and I'm gonna punish you.
I like this approach. It's kind of like offering the character pretty neat. It's good.
So
the thing is, Reimu, when you spectate Reimu, she doesn't look very flashy, but when you play her, she's amazingly fun.
She feels strong.
I see.
That's usually the problem with vanilla characters. They look boring, but when you play them, they offer you so much.
I would say we near the end of the podcast. Just ask Sigets and Gupman, did you miss anything Reimu related you want to talk about, or should we just move on to the questions section?
That are final thoughts.
Honestly, I don't think we really missed anything. We went over basically anything. One skill I kind of wanted to talk about that we skimmed over was sliding ascension kick.
I used that skill.
We didn't even mention it.
I couldn't even get a kick out of that. What do you have to input after the slide?
I think the problem with that,
just be again.
The problem with you're talking about the sliding 6 to 3, right?
The sliding ascension kick, yeah.
Well, I tried it. There's a very big problem with it. You can jump over it.
Yeah, most setups that work to make it plus are also so untight that they're easily jumpable. But, and here's the big thing, it gives Reimu another low that she can use in pressure, which is really helpful. But again, the only way you can make it plus is to make it not tight, which is kind of a questionable thing. It's like, do you give up your amazing DP that cancels into all your spells, or do you get a low? And sometimes the trade-off isn't worth it.
It's better to use Rain Dance over this, in my opinion.
I'd agree with that.
Much more options, air usable, what was it, cross-ups.
And I don't think we discussed the difference between the default 2-on-4 and landmines and binding border.
We didn't talk
but that's
about
really it's really matchup specific. It's not a
binding border? Yeah,
thing that's simple to describe.
Okay.
It's pretty simple.
I think we kind of... Is there anything else you want to throw out now before we move?
I don't think I have anything specific.
I don't think so. Basically, if you pick up Reimu, just, I don't know, use your brain, have fun, learn to loop, enjoy yourself. She's fun.
I like this. I like this. This is a good episode. It's a really fun episode.
It's fun. It's
explosive fun. It's neat.
I have a good time espousing the benefits of playing my character.
I accept that.
I also like the counter arguments. That's actually fun.
We already have our first question by Alpha.
Okay.
Why are you known
that's
as
a good
no
question.
fun guy, Zayton?
Oh yeah.
Come on.
I don't think
I've
that's
asked this
true.
so
Come
many
on.
times.
Can I help Zaton on this?
Yeah, well, going up is my my role model.
I used to be a mod in IRC, so I used to be very strict and banned people if they broke a rule without a question asked. I was very Nazi, so people were always going, no fun allowed, no fun moderator, Nazi mode. And basically, Zaton sort of became like that, but not entirely.
Yes, basically, if you allow too much fun, then the chat slowly but surely will devolve into horrible shit posting. Coco never.
You sometimes need enforcing to enforce some rules.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and answer Irish's question. No.
No,
Irish
yet.
question.
Are you into armpits, Gup?
Oh, I have a great story.
Oh no! Yes.
Come on, tell us.
Here
Come
we
on,
go.
Tell us.
I
We
have a
want to
great
hear
story
that.
for Irish. When I started Toho, it was somewhere in 2007. I was in this anime channel in IRC about waifus and shit. And there was this guy. I didn't know anything about Toho back then, and this guy was always posting these meme videos and pictures about these weird characters wearing hats and stuff. And he always posted these shrine maidens with bare armpits, and I was asked them, what the hell is up with that? And he didn't answer. He said, you don't understand. That was in 2007. I said, okay, what's this from? And he said, Toho. That's where it all started. From an armpit
from
fetish.
an armpit fetish picture.
Yes. The thing is, I wasn't into the thing is, I was making fun of him. It was like, "Ha, you have a weird fetish." Now look at me, I'm a Reimu main. The irony.
Oh man.
But no, I don't have an armpit fetish. That's a
But an armpit fetish got you into toe. I mean, that's
armpit fetish.
Shame. Oh man. Oh gosh. Any more questions?
Come on, people, show us of the questions. We have the time, we have the people.
Yeah, we have the time. Show us something. Throw us a bone.
Unfortunately, I think the QA is going to be pretty short this time because we really blasted through all of the topics.
Yeah, absolutely.
I might
I
as
do
well
have
take
a-
the chance and ask Sigets and Gup, how did you enjoy being part of the podcast?
Okay,
Like,
hold on.
did you hate it? Did you like it? Would you be part? Would you like to be more in there for future episodes?
Before you
yes,
answer
I
that,
would.
before you answer that, let me just say this really quick. During the ending sequence of this, I'm going to show a bunch of art that we got from Hisouten all together. So just look out for it.
Sweet. Oh, I'd love to come back. Vocally shitposting is one of my favorite activities, and that's basically all I did this entire thing.
Oh, there's a question from Irish. Gob, are you ever gonna compete in tournaments again? To be honest, right now, here's how I play Soku right now. I play one set a day and I get exhausted. So if a tourney happens, I probably cannot finish it because I get exhausted. I cannot play long sets anymore. So it's really hard for me to compete in tourneys now.
A question for me now. I guess that's the usual. When I joined Hisouten, it was the end of 2014. Yes, at the end of 2014.
Shall I explain that image over there?
Oh no!
Okay, so to take this picture with Alice holding melons, there was a Skype discussion, and there were, not safe for work discussions about Alice melons, if you get what I mean. So I was.
Please explain.
No. Let me continue. So I contributed with this piece of art, just to help them continue the discussion. That's all.
Just to help them understand the discussion.
Yes.
Cute.
Because this makes more sense than what they could have possibly been talking
Well,
about.
it's summer, so we need a lot of liquids, so eat melons or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Juicy.
There's a question for you, Morphman.
Yeah, I agree that. Were my goals fulfilled? And I must say, yes, they were. I tried to play missing Purple Power Suika, but while being invincible with the 3 heavenly drops, so I was flashing in rainbow colors in there. That was my main plan, to be honest, and I had it several times. I think 2 or 3 times during the tourney.
That is such a sound plan.
I mean, yeah, we also have here the picture again, and as we know, the missing purple power is the wrong term for it now.
Oh, you did it. Nice.
I did it twice or 3
job,
times
dude.
even, I think. And also, I used the massacre more often in that day than probably ever before. I think
Nice.
during training sessions, I got it like 4 or 5 times per set, and that's a lot. And I just love those spells because they are unusual and they're huge gambles.
Because they're fun.
And they're also fun. I mean, if you land the massacre, that's 6.5k damage, and you can just feel the satisfaction. And you just can't imagine the satisfaction I get from that. And on the alt skills, I mean, the Unpleasant Mist, I've been trying to figure out how it is supposed to be used for quite a while now, and I'm already trying to get better at it, to be honest. The Unpleasant Mist, while being worse than the Suika babies, is not something new, but I just feel you can abuse it to figure out what the enemy is going to do, because if you use it, the enemy is just trying to go to J5AU. So if you use the Unpleasant Mist to just move away from the enemy and just throw a bullet to punish that J5A, and it works more often than not, you would be surprised. Additionally, you can also evade specific spells or block strings with that, but to be honest, that's more of a gamble than you should ever be willing to go into. But yeah, overall, I was really satisfied with the meme tourney. I got to use cards I rarely get to use before, but it was a good experience for me, yeah. What's the next question?
It's a follow-up. To follow up, how did the rest think of Irish tourney? Personally, I think it was a really interesting idea because I really like the experiment aspect of Soku. And an entire tourney where you are restricted to use really specific bad skill cards and spell cards is definitely something I truly enjoy.
I kind of feel the same. Sometimes it's more about the journey than the destination. Irish fucking made one of the greatest tourneys this weekend, and I couldn't have had more fun.
I think he just likes it because he won.
That too.
I swear, I no bias like that.
I slept through the
I think it was a great idea.
I slept all over the tournament.
Poor man.
Sadly, I did not get to join, but I absolutely love the idea of non-meta choices being enforced, if you will.
I mean, maybe we just let Irish do that every week where we don't do the podcast. I mean, I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I mean, okay, we have the Dream Chasers, so that should take priority, if I'm being honest. But every time we don't have the Dream Chasers or the podcast, we can...
Oh, meme chasers, let's go.
Yeah, basically, the time where there is the podcast, we can have the meme chaser, which is basically an open tourney for everyone. And I think even new player can enjoy such a tourney because, you know, basically everyone is stripped of their superpower and they are back to zero.
Yeah, it's more of a casual tourney.
And then Alpha had one last question.
Let me
I think we should answer that real quick.
What is it?
It got posted in chat.
I like the current picture.
So Alpha asked why we joined Hisouten, and because I wanted to play the game is the short answer.
Damn.
And the long answer is because I wanted to get good at the game. I'd been playing with offline friends. They don't play anymore, obviously, or I'd still be playing with offline friends. But they quit because I was getting decent at it. And turns out I wasn't decent at it at all once I joined Hisouten. Who could have guessed?
Basically the same answer. Exactly the same answer.
We can just enjoy some good old Soku together.
Yeah, I just wanted to play the game.
Play game.
Man.
And I still want to play the game.
I think
Yeah, dude.
After all this stuff, we kinda are there. We are done. Kind of feels bad to shield myself. To plug myself in like that, but. I promised long ago that once I won a tourney, I will finish my friggin' Yomu guide. So I gotta do that now. God damn it! It's going to take forever.
Oh,
I'm gonna plug myself, dude.
It's going to take forever. Oh God, kill me.
But I think we can also talk about our next podcast. Do you already have ideas of things? I mean, I already promised Yosu Paul he will be there as we will pick Marissa as our next character.
If you're listening, Yosu, don't worry, we've got you.
Next time it will be.
I will have him there. Like, it's a promise, and you guys can't convince me the other way.
Next time we will do Marisa, so yeah.
Next time we'll have a good time discussing Marissa and how you can become a better player by pressing the 5C key more times per match.
You say that like it's wrong.
So I'm gonna do one last thing. I'm gonna shill. If I'm not dead tonight, I'm probably gonna stream. So just look out for that if you're interested. And that's all I got to say.
I think we have Soku set later today as well.
Oh, I'm gonna sleep through that for sure. I'm just gonna show up after it for my first stint against Hayes. Well, there's no way I'm staying up longer than this.
Other than that, I think it's gonna be June 25th where Sigets is going to have his $300 Soku tourney. So
yeah,
anybody who's interested in that, their regional qualifiers are on the 25th. At least I think
so
they are.
tomorrow in a week.
Yeah. I think we should have another set of Soku League later today. I haven't checked the bracket, but Zero should know.
The set that will be on stream is my game against Hazelin this week, so watch out for that.
Will you stream that drunkenly today? I mean, if the possibility arises, we might as well use it.
Oh, I'm probably going to end up streaming tonight.
Nice.
It's a question of when, and it's a question of whether it's at the start of the night for me or if it's at the end of it, because I do have to be up to do a few things in the morning, so I'll probably do it at the start and then sleep a little more.
Yo, Genki, I just read from Koku, instead of calling him Meme Catcher, we just call him Dream Crusher. That's actually a pretty good point to call the role of the one who wins the Friday tourneys from now on. We should consider that. I like that idea.
I think about that. Okay, so everything has under. We'll say we did everything.
If people have something to say now, do it now, or we will end it. So yeah.
Last shot at this because everyone is gotta do stuff. I think.
Yeah, thanks. I hear you liked. It's nice to hear that you seem to like the podcast and being part of it.
Oh, it's good fun.
Yeah, thank you so much, both of you, for being here with us.
Thank you, guys.
No problem, dude.
That was great.
And you've also caught a glimpse of how well we prepare for that, of course.
Dude, I'll be glad to see it again in 2 weeks.
Actually, I would really like to thank you, both of you guys, because you presented the character Reimu in a really
extensive way.
Yeah, I would say that it was really lively. What I want to say is lively.
There's not enough time to present so much material.
I
so
know,
much.
but
yeah.
Even so, it felt pretty good.
I can't wait for 2 weeks from now when I get to discuss Marissa's amazing appearance as a shonen anime character in Toho. I'm really ready for that. She's the real protagonist. I hate to be a traitor right at the end of the Reimu cast.
Oh, don't worry, I play her as well.
What else is there? There was Dream Chasers this weekend too. I don't think we actually officially announced that, but there will be one.
Next week?
Next weekend?
It's the usual, really. Once Monday or even Sunday starts, I'll post the announcement. This time around, we need to do basically nothing for it instead of review some tips for the tips box. Basically, that's it.
We need more memes for the tips section. So if you have got some, private message us. You know the usual people you can send it to.
Yeah. So I will say today we did a good job, and we should all go rest. Yes? No?
I'm gonna go die.
Perfect.
Good night, I guess.
Have fun.
Fantasy having yourself, my man.
I'm gonna do what I love the most. Shit posting.
Oh yeah. That's the good shit.
So yeah, everyone who was here in the podcast is allowed to shitpost without any restrictions as reward.
Oh, fuck bees.
Fuck bees.
And with that, I think we can all say see you guys, see you next time or next Friday or later with Soku Saturday.
Nice.
Yeah, goodbye.
So when are you gonna unban Norma?
To watch Sigets stream.
See ya.
Alright guys, see you later.
Goodbye, friends.